So we're going to jump right into content now. I got a couple of updates. What is that team member notification? Right now in QuickBooks Online accountant version, let me just show you real quick. If you go ahead and change the status of a team member, let's say from active to inactive, or if you change their access to one of these clients, we have not been given a notification for every time that happens. We are going to start doing that, so that's more of a heads up, so you know that every time there's any effect. So if you're adding a team member to a company, the team member will be getting these notifications, and that's something we have not done, just so you know. Bill pay online, that's something that we talked about last month in the app section. One thing I want to highlight now is a lot of times people had been using our Intuit online payroll to pay their 1099 vendors. With this bill pay online through bill.com, you can pay your vendors through this, let's say direct deposit or an ACH now, so you won't need to use Intuit Online to be able to pay them electronically. So that'll save you some money having to have that payroll for that, if that's what we're using the IOP for. T-sheets. What I want to mention there, we had a really good presentation by Brandy last month. The thing I want to call out now, that integration is now rolled out to all QBO users. So that's the change we wanted to bring up there. QuickBooks navigation update. You've probably noticed that a lot of companies, the new companies, had a different navigation. So if you're all familiar with the home, the customers, the vendors, the employees, the transactions. But what we're going to be rolling out, and the email is going out announcing this, that everybody is going to now have a new navigation, so there will be consistency in this navigation. For instance, on the banking screen, you'll have the bank rules here. On sales, you'll have your invoices, sales, customers, product and services. So we just want to call that out, that the navigation is going to be rolled out to everybody coming up fairly soon. So you should be getting emails on that. So another thing I want to call out here today is QuickBooks Essentials now has time tracking. In the past, you've had to have a QuickBooks Online Plus company to be able to have a time tracking user. So this is just a snapshot of the knowledge base article, and I'll be sending the link out so you guys have this link to be able to have this detail. But basically now what you can do is, if you have an Essentials company, I've named the company Essentials, you can add time tracking only users, and then they can go ahead and fill out their timesheets. And I want to highlight something here in the functionality here. So Amy Bookkeeper had a bookkeeping client put 2 hours every day in here. So that's the timesheet they're going to use when they log in to timesheets only. So that most of you are probably familiar with that. But when you go to invoice this bookkeeping customer, you have a choice here. These items may come out all at once, but let me show you how to fix that. So if I go to my time tracking Essentials company, and I go to create an invoice for Bookkeeper 1. See, I have all of these billable times, but if you don't like that, you can just go up here, group time by service. I wanted to call that out. That way it's just one item there to add. So that may not be intuitive, so I wanted just to call that out before anybody gets frustrated on that. So we're not going to really take questions on these items right now, but if you do have questions on any things I just ran through really quick, I know that was really fast, go ahead and put those questions into the question box, and we will follow up with you afterwards.